Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christopher West, and you are watching Uncommon Sense. Today's episode is going to be about human nature. Are we good? Are we bad? Are we neutral? What the fuck are we? That's been a timeless debate, argument for centuries. Philosophers, scientists, atheists, Christians, theists, whatever you want to fucking call it. We've all been questioning it. We've all been wondering it. A lot of people nowadays, because of fucking society and capitalism, a lot of us think, oh, we're a virus for this and that. We're ruining the planet. And granted, based off our current actions, we're fucking everything up, you know what I mean? But are we that inherently? Is that what a human being is? Is that just what we do? Are there reasons we've been doing this? Is there a way to stop doing what we've been doing? Can we change our behavior? You know what I mean? What the fuck are we? Are we good? Are we bad? Who knows? My viewpoint, the way I see it, we're neither. We're not demonic. We're not angelic. We're not good. We're not bad. We're neither. Human beings, the nature of human beings is that we are programmable. And the reason that it's easier to say we're bad is because survival on this planet, at least in this dimension, in 3D universe, survival is a constant need. And since that's a continual thing, survival is always going to be there. You're always going to need to survive. And since we're programmable, we have been programmed to always seek survival. And because of that, that's our main motivation, and that was our main turning point. That was our main push to do the things that we do. Survival is the main reason why we build societies. Survival is the main reason why we work together, because survival is one of the only few constants in our reality, in our experience. We always need to eat, we always need to drink, we always need to shelter ourselves. That's one of the few constants that life brings. So because of that, we have been programmed to act that way. But if we didn't need to survive, which I argue in the modern 2020 year, if we weren't selfish pieces of shit, we don't need to survive anymore. We have been at the point of thriving. The problem is we don't want to let everybody thrive. We don't have our morals intact. We don't have our morals in the right place. We don't have all of our ducks in the proper row they need to be. So you're not going to see much of that nowadays. We're still in survival mode, even though it's clear as day. We don't need to survive anymore. We could be thriving. But we're just not, because of greed, because of selfishness, because of all these mindsets that I talked about in the last episode, which ultimately are satanic. Once I explained what Satanism is, hopefully you'll understand where I'm coming from and why I call it that. Because in my last video, the last video, I explained, maybe the last video, I don't fucking know. But I explained how Satanism, what it really is, it's actually the old religion. The elite call it and refer to it as the old religion when they bring it up, but for the most part, they don't call it anything. It's just an ideology. It's just an idea. It's just a way of being in the world. You know what I mean? And they peddle it down and call it Satanism for regular people, average folks like me, average folks like you, the goth girls, the edgy kids that are my age, the edgy people that, I was Catholic and, fuck Catholics, and they become all edgy and they think they're badass and cool because they found out what magic is, and then they just join Satanism because they just flip. They don't see the whole picture. They just flip one side, and they don't realize what they're doing. What they're believing in is what the elite believe in, and they take it to a different extent. Because Satanism, it technically, if you don't take it too far, it can be, for your own personal life, a good self-help way of being. You look out for yourself, you defend yourself, but the elite use the exact same ideology, and that's why capitalism is a thing. That's why lobbyists buy these laws. That's why the government bails out these corporations, because that's them looking out for themselves. That's what it is. The government is looking out for itself. That's Satanism. And since they're in power, with great power comes great responsibility, they're not using their responsibility. They're not using their power to do what they should because they're Satanists. They look out for themselves. So when you take that ideology as a whole, when you truly indoctrinate it into yourself, it's evil. It's fucked up. It's the ultimate, it's the most efficient way to be selfish. And that's what these geniuses, these social engineers have done. They have strategically found the best ways to make their life the way they want it to be. And they peddle this shit down to us, so we're still fighting each other. Dog eat dog world, to keep it that way. But human nature is programmable, and we've been programmed by nature to survive. The thing is, we're conscious. Now that we're conscious, we can choose how, when, and where, and why we want to evolve. And the problem is, nobody wants to realize that. They want to wait until mainstream science tells us what the purpose of life is. They want to wait until mainstream media tells us what we should be doing. You don't want to discover things yourself. You just wait until somebody who knows better tells you for you. And you're never going to evolve yourself for that. You're just going to keep on moving for somebody else's agenda. You have to decide for yourself what you want to be. You have to decide for yourself what your purpose is. You have to decide for yourself what life is about. And if you look at it, if you actually study life, if you don't just do it for yourself, you do it for yourself, and you need to do it you need to discover truth. You need to discover there is a truth to life. And once you do that, once you study reality, and once you study how life works, how cause and effect works, how determinism mixed in with free will works, which determinism is based on your choice, it's determined, If I jump off this building, it's determined I'm gonna fucking hit the ground, So I had the free choice to do it, but there is a deterministic aspect to reality also. So nobody wants to actually study reality. Nobody wants to actually study themselves and learn who they are and what their place is in reality. They want to wait and be told by somebody who knows better than them because they're too afraid to be wrong themselves. They're too afraid to make those mistakes and figure out the hard way. So you're never going to consciously evolve yourself. You're never going to consciously change who you are yourself. You're going to sit there and be a punk and be a pussy and just wait until society tells you how you should act, think, and be. And I'm not going to do that. I know it's hard, it's scary, it's a lot of work, it can make you depressed. Spiritual work, working on yourself can make you depressed. When you face your demons, you face your problems, it can make you depressed. It makes you think you're a piece of shit. It's hard, but life is hard. When you do life right, it is hard. Shortcuts, you realize the older you get, the more you take, the more you cheat, the more you do shortcuts, you realize it leads you nowhere, and you pretty much spend wasting your time. So if you do life right, life is going to be hard. That's how life is. It sharpens you. It needs that grindstone. There's some kind of resistance that needs to happen. You got their adversity is a part of life. Like I said, Satanists, they want to align themselves to the adversarial dynamic within nature. There is an adversarial dynamic within nature. Life is fighting against you because it toughens you up. You need to stop being a pussy and get tougher because life is about getting tougher. Life is about developing more, getting thicker skin, getting stronger, getting harder, getting more resistant, becoming more resilient. And there's nothing wrong with being weak. There's nothing wrong with it until so many people are weak that people that are strong are the minority, and we now live in a slave-like world because so many people don't want to live life the right way. That's the problem. So there's nothing wrong with being weak. We are meant to help each other. That's the point. That's why we gained emotion. That's why we gained empathy. That's why the universe endowed us with empathy and all these things so we can work together because life is hard and it's supposed to be hard and we're supposed to work together. So it's not, being weak isn't inherently bad. It's when you're so weak you start damaging others. It's when you're so weak you start enabling evil. You start allowing evil. You start accepting evil. And people who realize this, they're seen as crazy. I'm seen as crazy. I'm dumb. I'm crazy. That's what most people would see me as. They think I'm extreme. I've just studied life and realized that this is all true, and there's no point in euthymizing it. There's no point in watering down what I'm saying because it is what it is, and you need to learn that. And once you learn this, you can have empathy. Once you learn these things, you can understand where people go in their life. You can understand why people are weak and why they, suffer and why they, bunker down and just stay the same way. But you have to learn it is what it is. You got to learn what is, and you got to learn it is what it is, and you have to learn how to move throughout that. You have to move around it, maneuver through life. But for the most part, human nature is programmable, and because of nature, like I said, we have been programmed to survive. That's why it seems as though we are inherently evil. That's why it seems as though we are inherently greedy. But because since nature has an inherent survival aspect, we adopted that from the very beginning. So it's been so long. We've had that for so long. It's hard to believe there's anything other than that. It's hard to believe that humans aren't selfish because we've had to survive for so long. But we're at the point where we don't need to. The problem is a lot of us aren't awake, and the problem is a lot of us don't want to change the way we are. It starts with the individual. What did that Michael Jackson say? Look at the man in the mirror, whatever. You got to change yourself. You got to change your actions to change what you're doing. You got to change what you're doing to change who you are. And a lot of us don't want to do that. And that's why I'm trying to get these podcasts out. That's trying to get the word out. It's about changing yourself first and teaching what you're doing. All you can do is change for the better and teach what you know. Spread the word and inspire more people to do what you're doing. Inspire more people to think for themselves. That's all you can really do, and hopefully you'll do it. That's the best way to do it because you can't force it. Because if you force it, we're gonna stay the exact same way. So the best thing to do is just to learn. Watch life, watch reality, learn who you are, learn your place in life, learn what you want, learn what you love, learn who you are. Like I just said, you really got to learn who you are. And once you learn who you are, you can study and you can realize other people's bullshit. Once you know yourself, you pretty much damn near know everybody. Because we're all the fucking same. We're all the same. We just been put in different scenarios, and based on those scenarios is how we act and react. But we all start off the fucking same. We're all fucking human. We all have the same wiring. You know what I mean? The problem is we all have different experiences at the same time, so it makes us different people. But once you learn yourself, you could read motherfuckers like that. I could read motherfuckers so easily nowadays. I know when you're on bullshit. I know when you don't care about me. I know who my friends are and I know who aren't. It took me a long time. I'm 23. I've been backstabbed a lot of times in my life. I've been lied on. I've been framed. I've been, all types of shit, And I've done that to people. I've lied on people. I've cheated on people. I've hurt people. I've stolen from people. You know what I mean? We've all done dirt. We're all bad. We're all sinners, But once you want to change your life, you gotta want to change your life, and you gotta want to stick to it. And I'm trying to stick to it, But once you learn yourself, you learn motherfuckers like that. It's you know bullshit, you see bullshit, you hear bullshit, you understand bullshit, and you know who's on it, and you know who ain't, And you start to respect more people. You start to dislike more people. You start to not fuck with types of people. You start to have less friends. You don't even want to make as many friends because it's not worth it. Friendships, true friendships come naturally. That's what you understand. You understand true friendships come naturally. You can't force nothing in life. So like I said, human nature, it's not bad. It's not good. It's programmable. The universe taught us to survive. And now we're going to teach ourselves because we're part of the universe. We don't need to survive anymore. Being conscious, being a human being is the ultimate potential tool. Human beings, what a human being is ultimate potential. We are conscious. Our hands, we have the physicality to do whatever we want. We can build, we can grow, we can see, we can hear, we can think. We are the ultimate tool. We are the Swiss Army knife of the animal kingdom, and we're conscious, so we can choose how to use that Swiss Army knife. And our potential is unlimited because we realize that. At least overall. Individuals don't realize that, but the people in power realize that. Why do you think they're going to space? Why do you think Elon Musk is making a Neuralink? Because he realizes he can guide reality. These geniuses, these governments, these corporations, they think the way I do, and they're acting based on that belief. You don't believe this shit. You think I'm crazy. You think I'm crazy? People are acting upon what I'm saying. I'm just trying to teach you so you begin to act upon it. People are already acting upon it. People already know they control their own lives. People already know they can control and move where society moves. People already know they can control where Earth's going to end up, and they're acting upon it. You need to start acting. You need to wake up and stop being an NPC and start being a main character in your own damn story, Because this shit is not as it seems. This world is magical. This world is fake. It's a dream, and it's gonna end one day. So stop taking it so seriously and just have faith. That's one of the best things the Bible can teach you. Whether it's faith in God, faith in anything, faith alone, just faith. Because you don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Nobody knows nothing. But you can have proof. You can have ideas. You can see results, and you can see the pattern. And you gotta have faith because you don't know till you know. You don't know till it happened, Everything takes a leap of faith. You can know as much as you know. You can know everything about martial arts. You can be a martial art expert. You can be black belt, this and that. And you don't know if you can kick somebody's ass until you kick that person's ass. It takes a leap of faith to do everything, It It takes a leap of faith to do everything. So you gotta start having faith, and you gotta start just jumping head first and just doing it. You know, but like I said, human nature, it's programmable. It's not preordained. It's not already known. It's not determined. It's whatever we desire it to be. You know, and even if you become programmed, even if you become programmed to be a Christian, even if you're an atheist, even if you're this and that, blah blah blah, depending on what you want, depending on how you feel in life, you can change it over time because it's up to you. Everything is up to you. That's what human nature is. It's up to you. That's what it is. Human nature is up to you. We have free will. That's human nature. The freedom of choice. That's truly human nature. But the nature of it is, I'm sorry, that is human nature. But the nature of it, is typically programmable because once you program it, they are hard to change. Human nature is pretty much, developing habits. Developing habits, and then we get married to those habits. But you can change them, because that's the nature. Change is the nature. But a lot of us don't want to change because we learn and be programmed our nature shouldn't change. It is what it is, and life's concrete. Life's this way, life's that way, and it's not necessarily. But ultimately, our nature is programmable, and our nature is to change and adapt. And like I said, change and adapt, all that kind of stuff. Those are reasons, those words, that the idea of change, life changes, because that's what time is. Time isn't real. Time is just the observation of change. And that's another reason. My last video was talking about morals and how morals is objective. The idea of change and adaptability is another reason why people don't like the idea that morals are objective. But you see, morals don't change in the way you think they do. Situations change, and that's what makes things okay or not okay. But they were always okay or not okay. It just takes those situations for those moments to be unlocked. You know what I mean? Just like I said about the guy beating some guy up. Typically, beating somebody up is bad. But the guy beating that dude up, let's say he raped or abused or murdered somebody he knew. That's a situation. In that particular situation, no matter how many times it happened, no matter who it happened to, that situation would not be immoral to beat that guy's ass. You know what I mean? It's situations that change. Morals don't change. But that's about it for this video. Like I said, the moral of the story is human nature is programmable. And the reason it's hard to believe that is because survival is a constant. Survival was here before us, so we jumped into a survival world, and we were programmed to survive. That's why it's hard to believe human beings aren't inherently bad or inherently assholes, because we're traumatized by this vicious, brutal world that's in a vicious cycle of survival, vicious cycle of life and death. So we were programmed to focus on this reality, this three-dimensional reality, which isn't all of reality. As we know, there's other planets, there's other parts in space, and when you die, who knows what's out there? Who knows what the universe is even expanding into? Survival on this planet is just here. We don't even know if it's everywhere. You know what I mean? As far as we can see, survival is all there is, and it's a constant. But for the most part, survival is not all there is. It's just a big part of life. And we've gotten to the point in life where we don't need to survive anymore. We can thrive. But like I said, it's been programmed. So we have to break that programming. That's our job. Our job is to break old ways that don't serve us anymore. And honestly, not only does this survival mindset not serve us anymore, it's decimating us. It's destroying us. If we don't get out of the survival mindset, it's going to ruin the planet. It's not going to ruin the planet. It's going to ruin that thin line that keeps us alive on the planet. Soon the air is not going to be breathable. We're going to be dying. Soon there's not going to be any water drinkable. We're going to die. You know what I mean? The planet will be fine. The planet rejuvenates. The planet fixes itself. We because we're stuck in an old way of thinking that not only no longer serves us, it's destroying us. Being stuck in the survival mindset is destroying us. Our job is to change and adapt, and we need to thrive now. Because if we don't thrive, we're going to die. Our whole job is to change and break down old traditions and old ways because they don't serve us anymore. And just like I said, not only do they not serve us, They're destroying us, they're killing us. Give us another 100 years, if even. If we keep it up the exact same way we are right now, if we stopped all innovation today, what's the date today? If we stopped all innovation December 20th, 2020, and just kept everything the way it is right now as it is today, we'd be dead 100 years less. But luckily, every single day, some genius is working on something. Luckily, somebody knows what I know. Luckily, people believe their willpower can change the world. Because think, if we were just like, if these geniuses were like regular motherfuckers and didn't believe in this stuff and just waited on other people to do things, if everybody did that, if we didn't have leaders, if we didn't have people that actually understood how reality works, we'd be dead. So stop waiting around for these geniuses to help you, because they're not doing it for your best interest. They're doing it because they want their bloodline to continue. They want their kids and their kids' kids and their kids' kids to live in a better world. They want to keep their power in place. They want to keep themselves. They're not doing it for you. They just know they need to live also. And they're not going to live if they leave it up to y'all. They're not doing it for you, so you need to do it for you. We all need to do it for us. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this because I don't want to live in a hell. I don't want to die. Who knows? We could reincarnate. I don't want to die, come back 50 years from now, and since we didn't, fight for injustice, we didn't fight for freedom, who knows? We could live in a communistic, not even communist, we could live in a horrible, awful dictatorship, you know what I mean? And 50 years from now, I get reincarnated as another human being, and I live in a fucked up world because so many people just sat by and let it happen. I'm not going to let it sit by and let it happen. I'm going to die knowing I did what I could to help change the world. I'm going to die knowing I did what I could to enlighten you. I'm going to die knowing I did what I could to make the world a better place. And hopefully the universe will read my energy and properly displace and transfer that energy to where it belongs and put it in a good place. Because my energy is good, and you can make yours good. You know what I mean? We have opportunities, we have chances to make the world a better place, and we need to start doing it. You need to stop waiting on people and just do it yourself. Because that's how I believe hell on earth manifests. I think we just fucking died. That's my personal belief. This ain't got nothing to do with like truth or nothing. This is just my personal opinion. That's how I think we manifest hell on earth. I think we just sit by and the universe realizes, what's a waste. Did you waste your life? Did you waste your... Because life's just energy. You wasted energy, and it displaces it. It moves it back to where it belongs. And if it's a waste, it's going to put it in a shitty spot. If it's good energy, it's going to, transfer and keep going to where it needs to go. But if it's a waste, you waste your life, you waste your energy. It's going to the universe intelligently puts things where it needs to go. And you can't say it doesn't, because the universe intelligently put the earth together. The atmospheres were proper, the sun was proper, the right amount of, because what it had to work with. I'm not saying it takes nothing out of something, but what it has to work with, it properly puts it where it needs to go. That's how life started. It properly went where it needed to go, literally. That's how life started. It literally went where it needed to go to make life. Atmosphere changed, this and that. The water didn't do this and that, blah, 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 blah. And here we have life. The universe displaces energy where it needs to go. Because if it didn't, nothing would be created. Stars wouldn't create. Government or fucking gravity wouldn't work the right way. Planets would never come together. The universe puts things where it needs to go to create anything. And it's like it knows what needs to go where. That's what I consider God. Intelligence. God. Consciousness. Action, will, power. All those things are things inherent to the universe. There could be somebody outside the universe dictating all these things. But regardless, they're a higher power than me. And I need to respect that power. Whether it's a conscious being, whether it's a conscious force, whether it's just the universe's intelligent design, it's higher than me, and I'm going to respect it, and I can learn how it works. That's how I see it. And it does everything the way it should do it, and I'm gonna live the way I need to live, so it properly puts me where I need to be. I clearly did something right in my life, in my past life, because I'm put in a pretty decent spot. I'm not rich, I'm not poor, I'm not suffering. I'm just an average American, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Could be a lot worse. I could be in Cambodia, or some third world country. I don't even know. I'm just speaking out of my ass, but my life could be a lot worse. So I must have did okay in my past life to be placed where I'm at now, But keep that in mind and think about it. Life is not or human nature is not determined. It's not good, it's not bad, it's programmable. Meditate on that. Think on that. Dwell on it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. If I don't make another video by Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. And yes, I'm gonna say Merry Christmas, because I don't celebrate Hanukkah. I don't celebrate Kwanzaa, okay? Don't, like, if you're offended, fuck you. You know what I mean? I celebrate Christmas, so I'm gonna say Merry Christmas. Like, I'm not Jewish, so I don't say Shalom. You know what I mean? Like, oh, say Happy Holidays. It's like, you tell me your holiday, I'll say my holiday. How about that? You know? Like, people are so sensitive nowadays. Anyways, peace out, y'all. Have a good Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I love y'all. Hopefully, y'all learning from these videos. Please comment. Please subscribe. Please share. I need help. Peace.